Today is February 26th. This is the first lesson that we're having back with um, Chase. Yeah, been a long time. I think the last lesson that we had with him was back in September or middle of October. That was the last time we had a lesson with him. He's been with another coach, Matt Langley, taking 3 days a week, about an hour 15 per day, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. So he had back-to-back lessons. Most of the stuff that he's learned, I don't disagree with the way that he's learned it. There's a little bit of he has basic structures that are all there, that are all good, which were going along lines with which I would have done. There's a little bit of the preparation that he does. He stretches his arms out, straightens them out, creating a stiffness in his strokes, which I feel like probably we need to go ahead and try and get rid of. He still has the awkwardness in his body movements, the stiffness, and the lack of like synchronicity between his feet and his mid torso and his upper body. His hand-eye coordination is okay, but it's sort of like it's still where it was at before, where it was questionable as far as whether or not he was able to track the ball and time the contact point correctly, coordinate his footwork, his spatial recognition of where the ball's at and where he should be. He has a tendency to it's not all lined up the way that he does it. So we need to come up with some ways to sort of like get his hand-eye coordination, his movement a little bit more consistent. He has spurts of start and stop, which are jerky, not fluid. When I remember one of the things that I noticed on the very last lessons that I had with Chase was that he started to develop this fluidity. He started to develop this athleticism. He doesn't have a lot of knee bend right now. Today we were just going and sort of exploring as to how he was learning and asked him some questions on the way that Matt does things. There's nothing that in comparison to my teaching philosophy and what he has taught him that is radically different. The backhand, the straight armness of the backhand, I don't really like it. It's way too stiff. There's no real knee bend, consistent knee bend. There is no real hop when he goes. But these are all criticisms that if I had Chase for the 4 months that I didn't have him, could still exist. So it's not a criticism of Matt. It's just sort of like recognizing where you're at right now. The biggest thing is we have to focus, I think, on Chase's footwork to teach him how to glide a little bit better. The specific structures of his positionings on his forehand and backhand, like position 1, 2, 3, doesn't really exist anymore. There really isn't sort of a reference point. It's different positions. That's probably going to be the hardest thing to try and get him to change, to go back to the positionings the way we were, because we have these very long straight arms, which are okay, but the long straight arms are things that I would rather have towards the latter part of the stroke rather than at the very beginning. To be able to run with these straight arms can be difficult, although not impossible, and there are a lot of players, high-level players, who can do that. His power is up quite a bit. That could also be a factor of his size. He hits through the ball a lot better than he used to. He does know how to generate spin, but his strokes in general, without telling him to hit the ball with spin, are generally pretty flat. He still has a problem with his backhand side, that his racket head faces points up to the sky and causes him to sky balls quite a bit. Backhand is extremely flat. There's no knee bend when he goes ahead and he sets up. It's a minimal. His volleys are actually improved. It looks like he's able to track the ball, a little more solid hits. Structures aren't quite correct yet on it. He says he has a hop, but he really doesn't have a hop. His slice looks like he actually has a slice now. It doesn't look too bad. The basic structures can be built around that. They look pretty good. His serve, not much improvement on his serve in general. He still has that open-faced waiter sort of positioning, but he does get more serves in. We were having quite a bit of problem getting him to have serves in. So actually now I take that back. So there is an improvement on his serve. He doesn't have a body turn into his serve. He stays sideways a little bit too long and goes across his body. Forward positioning is not a big deal to me as long as it looks generally right. It's just his toss looks a little bit above his head, but I'm not sure if he's been told or been working on trying to get the toss a little bit more in front. He has the beginnings of a second serve, but again, he has the open face racket on the upswing instead of leading with the edge. What else? Shall I say nice things? His haircut is amazing. it is. How on earth it doesn't stay back with all the gel that he says he uses, I'm absolutely befuddled. But one of the things that, something that extremely important that we accomplished today, right, is that we decided my black car needs black rims, right? Chase went ahead and gave the okay, so we'll get some black rims for that car, so I'm going to keep it, right, and sell the white car, right, and buy a project BMW car, right? These a lot of work, yeah, to keep me busy and out of trouble. Okay, he does bounce the ball and fiddle with the ball in his hand a lot when he's talking. Right now, he's hitting the right racket on the ground. It's very distracting, right? Chase, he said he very, very, very much emphasized to me the reward system that that Coach Matt does for him. And Chase, apparently, he is in love with the reward system, you know. So nice try, but there's not to be a reward system. The reward system is that I don't chew your head off, all right? That's your reward, okay? You know, that I don't yell at you, I don't get mad at you, or I don't push you, right? The reward is that you work hard, you ain't gonna make nobody mad, okay? The goal is to make you the best tennis player you can in the shortest period of time that we can. I'm gonna videotape his strokes right now. His brother just came back, Andrew's here, so we're gonna go ahead and do that. And then on Saturday we'll have another lesson. We're going to do. Make sure you remind me, right? We're going to do a video lesson. I'm going to set up the microphone and the camera to go through the entire lesson. Okay. All right. So see you next time.